is I'm going to play our intro and then we're going to get started. Here we go. This your man down, Tony producer. What you say now? And the line dance connection. What you say now? Tap perform. And my girl Queen Sheila. What you say now? Come on, get busy. All right. Hello, everybody out there in line dance land. How y'all doing today? I'm doing good. And I know y'all doing good too. As you see, line dancing is in my DNA. I had my DNA checked and it said line dancing. So I'm good today. I'm good. Hope y'all are good too. All right. So we have an awesome show for you today. We have a special guest all the way from up north. I ain't gonna tell you yet. You gotta wait. Can I introduce you? But I'm gonna bring on my co-host. All the way from, let me see, that other place up there. It's up north, but down south. You know how you go up north, but you're still down south. None other than your girl, Zandra Hill Coston. Hey, Zandra.
Hey, Queen, how are you?
I'm good. Wait. I gotta give you your stuff. Let's see where.
You know we gotta say that for Marquise.
Oh yeah, definitely. Gotta have that for Marquise. Well, how you doing?
I am well. What about yourself?
Good. I was just telling them that, I had my DNA check and it said line dancing. So I'm good.
Right. It's all in your DNA.
It's all in my DNA. Yeah.
Yes. So how's the weather there?
Oh, girl, it's just so wonderful. Like, 70s, stuff like that. It's not cold. In the mornings, it's kind of cool, but after that, once that sun comes up, it's like, okay, but it's been 70, so it's been nice.
It's really nice. It was like 75, 76 here today.
Okay. All right.
And, like you said, as it in the morning, it's cooler.
Right. So. Yeah. I was going to say the biggest thing when I came home from class on Thursday, oh my goodness, it was so much fog. I mean, because I take the interstate home and it was just fog. It was so foggy that you just like couldn't see the white lines. And I was just driving like 45, and the speed limit was 60. And I was just like, and then I cut on my high beams and I say, that's not going to work because that makes it worse. So yes. Back down low. I said, oh, well, I'm just going to go slow. Preferably nobody hit me, But thank God it was like really not a lot of cars on the road and I made it home safely, but it was a slow roll because I was scared to death, Right. I wasn't used to that.
Right.
All of that fog. Yep. So I'm glad you had a day and everything is going good. You got that good weather too. So we're going to bring in my other co-host all the way he's from down south too, but up north, from Tampa. None other than Marquise Christopher. Hey, Marquise. Yeah, do your stuff, Marquise.
You ain't even now. Zandra was supposed to clap too. You were looking on surprise. Wow.
No, just kidding. Marquise, I got to openly apologize to you about coming to your dance on Thursday. Let me tell you, it's something about as you get older, you don't remember stuff like you used to. Yeah. And can I tell you that before I left class, I'm like, yeah, we're going to go up to Marquise for a little while because you know how far I live.
Right.
And I was like, we're going to go up to Marquise for a little while. And I got outside and I saw all the fog and you could hardly see. And I tell you, it went out the window. Because I'm always the last one to leave, after I pack up everything. And the next thing I know, I was headed home and I was like, oh my God. I was supposed to go. Honestly, I'm being honest.
It's cool.
I truly forgot. I don't know.
It's all, and it's all good because, either way, we kind of hope it don't sound the wrong way. We really wasn't expecting you. So,
No, I promise you though.
I mean, we didn't have a conversation. It was a surprise. It would have been a surprise to us if she would have showed because we didn't talk about it. That's why.
Yeah, and I definitely planned on coming. And like I said, it went out the window.
It was cool, man. Actually, some of your people came through.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to get on your head. We're gonna have to have a private session to get on there. I'm over here like, all right, so yeah, come on, y'all. What y'all want to do? What? know no dance. I was like, what the? I said, y'all from Queen, y'all know some dances. I said, hold on. I know what y'all know. Hey, DJ, play the Tucker real quick.
If they don't know that, they don't remember names of dances, and I don't know why.
That's everybody though. That's everybody. You know what I'm saying? So,
they go to the DJ, play 3 O's and an H. He'd be like, what? 3 O's and an H. What is that?
Right.
Just throwing out.
Yeah.
What was the dance that you and Drea danced to?
That was our dance. We actually did it at Queen Sheila events called "Like I Want You."
Okay? Do you have a instructional?
Yes, okay. And that's the one we a video we got where it's on a boat on the cruise when we were on the cruise. That was a dance we had released over in September or August or something like that. So they happened to play it that night, and we was just doing it at the time, if anything else. So yeah, it's been out for a minute, if anything else. But I guess when you see it in a different light, you're like, that's something new. Nah, just 5 years. Just 5 years, guys. Just 5 years.
Not long, just 5 years.
Just 5 years old.
Well, we have an awesome guest with us today, and he's all the way from up north, but not down south. Up north, but middle north, up that way.
Over there.
And we're going to bring him in, none other than they call him
Douglas Hawkins,
X-Man. And if you looked at the advertisement, it's not a bird, it's a plane. It's not a bird, it's not a plane. It's X-Man.
I don't think that applies.
How y'all doing, y'all crazy fellas?
Oh, wait. I gotta get your stuff, Doug.
You see how I be
feeling. All right.
Okay. Thank you kindly. Appreciate it. All three of y'all. Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming on the show today. We really appreciate you. And we're just excited about this interview. I mean, we're interviewing one of the celebrities, of line dance. And I met this gentleman at in Minnesota.
In Minnesota, right. Mm-hmm.
In Minnesota. And we were sharing the line dance floor, and we just had a good time. And he was teaching us a new dance, and I was getting the dance, but my feet wasn't getting it. I got that first part, but then he went to the second part, and I'm like, wait a minute, hold on, let me do the first part a couple more times. But no, we had a good time. Really, we had a good time. We thought that's an awesome dance, and we just had a lot of fun.
We did. It was great meeting you there. Thanks again for having me. I'm very humbled. And excited at the same time. The one thing I love about this type of dance is like people can come across great distances and still find a way to get together because we all have a common ground. Like I'm in Jersey, you two are in Florida, Zondra's in Alabama, and who knew that through this medium that people like us will be able to meet and just be able to share. So it's kind of cool.
Exactly. That's what's really good about it.
Mm-hmm.
So X-Man, tell us. Okay, let me ask you this: do you prefer to be called Douglas or X-Man? Which
you know what? In the 18 years I've been doing this, hardly anybody calls me by my government name.
Okay, all right. So X.
So, even Marquise,
Marquise, I'm good, right, Marquise?
No, you're not. I don't even know what it is. I really don't know.
Marquise, you said put these two together. And these two, and these go inside, right?
That's totally wrong. Just so you know that.
Oh, shit. Anyway, whatever. So we got X-Men. All right. So,
well,
X-Men.
You know what? Queen.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna have to tell Rhonda. Now I thought she was all our girls, right?
Uh-huh.
But she only spoke to. I call him Douglas. She only spoke to Douglas.
Uh-huh.
Hey, X. I'm like, Rhonda, really?
That's why I told you. Hardly anybody calls you by my government name.
She said excited, and she like, hey, it wasn't no hey, hi X. It's like, hey
Dang.
Right, like rest of us not even here.
Like,
You know?
like she wasn't
I mean, there you go.
the
Now
other
you
week.
got school.
Like she wasn't just on here last week. Like she didn't even talk to us last week already. Ain't that so?
Wow.
Hey, so S, so
Yeah.
where'd you get the name from? Where did that come from?
That actually comes from my biker days. I was a biker.
Okay.
And I'm talking about 2000 and maybe began around 1996, 1997. I was a part of a motorcycle club called DC Sport Bike Riders.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to DC. And I was always a fan of comic books.
Oh, okay, sorry.
And the guys from reading comic books at the meeting one day, and they said, and my favorite character is Wolverine. So the name stuck. And I've been X-Men ever since. So then when I came into the line dance world, I had one of my Wolverine shirts on, and it just stuck, and that's how it's been ever since.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So it originated in the motorcycle community, and it carried over to the line dance community.
Okay. So tell us something about who is Douglas Hawkins, aka X-Man.
Well, I'm actually a junior, named after my father. So I'm a Douglas Hawkins Jr. actually.
Mm-hmm.
Born and raised in Baltimore. So shout out to B More.
Okay.
Came up here in my, I say mid to late teens. So my mom moved up here, and then she came back and got me. Ended up graduating high school from New Brunswick High School. Graduated from Rutgers University with a BA in communications. I got over 30 plus years in the customer relations business.
Okay.
I got into running again, the whole weight loss thing. I got into running way before I was into line dancing. And actually, I got into line dancing kind of quote unquote late. I was actually 41 when I started line dancing.
Okay.
And
how many years is that? I need to do the math. How many years is that?
Well, 2023 will be 20 years.
Oh, wow.
So
Need my keys?
yeah. That wasn't so hard, right?
So you 61. Got it. You'll be 60.
No, actually, I just turned 60. I just turned 60 in June.
Okay.
I'll be 61 next year.
Got it.
So I just turned 60 in June. And the person who actually got me into this, her name is Vanessa Hamilton, sister of Zeta Phi Beta sorority. We happened to be talking one day, and she said that she had the jet. And I was like, well, where are you going? She said she's going line dance. And of course, I'm thinking, electric slide. She's like, no, nothing like that at all. And so she invited me to come to a class. And I didn't go that week. I went the following week. And that's when I met Kenny J for the first time. And the very first dance I ever learned was, I have to think about it now, because we do it all the time. And
Take a tail feather.
With me.
Hey,
the song is "You Big Dummy." It's a remix by DJ Droopy.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Metamorphosis.
So that was the very first line dance I learned. And that dance always has a special place with me. It always has, and always will be. I teach it as often as I can when I'm teaching new people, because it's pretty simple. And DJ Droopy did a great job on the remix on that. That's one of his classic mixes that he's done over the years. Then after that, I was dancing with Kenny for a couple of years, and then he had always said at that time that I would be a good instructor. I'm like, I'm too busy having fun dancing. I'm not going to be teaching nobody how to do nothing. Well, from his lips to God's ears, because he was supposed to go somewhere in Brooklyn to teach, and he couldn't make it. He told them to call me. And I was like, call who? To do what? And so I ended up teaching. So my first class was actually in Brooklyn. It was not in Jersey. My first class was actually in Brooklyn. And that turned into a 2-year gig with the SUNY Downstate Medical Center in Brooklyn. And as a result of that, I became part of their Healthy Downstate program for like almost 2 years. And so that's how it started. Then I started hanging around. I was living in the Trenton area. I was always going to Club Temptation. And I come from the lineage where you had to be dressed to go line dancing. This whole T-shirt and
Okay.
that's pretty recent. But when I started out, you had to be dressed. Ladies had to wear blouses and slacks or dresses. Fellas had to wear shirts and pants and shoes and jackets. There was no, sneakers and jeans and whatnot. So, that's the environment that I came from. So between Club Temptation and Treasures with Bernadette, and then, Parkside with the DJ and the teacher is what I remember them as. That's where I started to cut my line dance teeth. And then the dances I learned down there brought back up here to North Jersey. And I started teaching with Naja Riker. So shout out to Naja, and line dancing with Naja here in North Jersey. So I was attending, her classes. And then I would be bringing dancers up from the Philly area and everywhere else. And I would say, well, do you know this dance? And she said, no, why don't you teach it? And so she would teach more of the beginner stuff. I would teach more of the advanced stuff. And that's how we went for a couple of years. And then a few years after that, a couple of folks, myself, Jill Barrick, Lady J, Daniel Inman, Miss D, and Andrea Mason, Little Bit, got together. And then we formed Step for Step in 2012. And we've been pretty much going ever since.
Okay. That's go
a
ahead.
question from that one, boy.
Ask away. Go ahead.
I was saying you answered all of them.
That was a brief synopsis, but I mean, it's been a really interesting journey. If you would have told me before I turned 40 that I would be doing something like this for the next almost 20 years, I would have laughed at you. But I'm very thankful to God, because this has allowed me not only to see the country, I've also taught in other countries, because this group called Dancing to Travel has hired me, and I've taught in at least 8 different countries so far.
Wow.
Praise God. That's a blessing.
Wow.
So when I say I'm an international line dance instructor, I literally am an international line dance instructor.
Okay. All right. And I like that. Make sure you put that on your bio.
Oh, it is.
And you make sure you put Let's Talk Soul Line Dance on your bio, sir. Okay.
Yeah, Zandra will make sure I do that. I'm sure she's gonna call and text me and remind me.
Now I have a question for you, X. On your page, you had a statement that says, "Do or don't. There is no retry."
Do or do not. There is no try.
Oh, do or do not. Yes. Okay.
That is actually a line. I'm a big science fiction geek. That's actually from one of the Star Wars movies, The Empire Strikes Back, where Yoda is teaching Luke Skywalker the rays of the Force, and he's having some, weakness issues, and he says in one of the training sessions, "I'll try," and he says, "No, do or do not. There is no try. So you either do or you don't. There's no trying in it," and that's where that line comes from.
Okay, I just saw it in your pad. I thought that was interesting. I said, let me see what this is all about.
A couple questions. Well, I got a lot of questions for you, but let's go with this one. So are you? So let's get to know you. So are you married with kids or anything like that?
Not married. I have 4 children, and grandchild number 10 will be here in January.
Wow, that's what's up.
Congratulations.
Yeah, it's something. Grandkids are a blessing, and you think that because you have so many, it becomes old hat. But every time I see that new face and those little hands and those little toes, you just go, and it's like they're so cute, and I'm so glad I don't have any more.
I know.
I have one girl, 3 boys. I have 2 40-year-olds. My daughter will be 42 in December. My older son just turned 40, and then my younger 2 are 27 and 23. So a little bit of a gap. So Marcus, I can be your father.
I can see that.
I was gonna say I did a baby shower about 2 weeks ago. They wanted me to teach line dance at the baby shower, so I did. The lady had she was pregnant. It was her baby shower, but her son was 22 years old. I said she must have lost her mind. all at one time.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, she hadn't had a baby in 22 years, and you really? No, sir.
Well, there's a 13-year gap between my son and my other son. But
Okay.
everybody has their wild and crazy moments, and I had mine.
Right.
And then my mother kind of wised me up, and I can't repeat what she told me because this is a family-oriented program. So, but basically, I waited till I got married and had 2 more. So,
so with that being said, so are you single? And I'm asking this question for a reason. Yeah, I have a follow-up question behind that.
Oh yeah, it's a follow-up. Believe me.
No, I'm not. I am seeing somebody. So.
Okay, all right. And then how does that affect your love and your enjoyment in the community as far as line dancing? Because the challenges we see in relationships.
Yeah, I do see that. She has her issues that she deals with when it comes to her life, and I have mine. I try not to let that overcome what we do together, because that's very important, because you try to keep that outside stuff out. So when you're together, you're concentrating on your time together, and it's not such a big deal. And so we're doing pretty good at it. We do pretty good.
So it's not much questioning like, why you always line dancing? You know what I mean? Like,
no, because what's happened. I don't dance as much now, and it's not really because I don't want to. A couple of things. A lot of places still aren't open yet, and a lot of times, if I can't drive to it, more than likely now I don't go because of my work schedule, because I work 2 jobs and everything. And, you can't go to everything. Like I used to go to everything. I mean, if there was an event happening, trust me, I was there.
Okay.
For one, that gets very expensive.
Right.
And 2, when you have goals, like I'm trying to save money so I can move. And when you weigh what you want as compared to what you need, I don't need to go to every event.
Correct.
Right.
I don't have to go everywhere. It's nice that people invite me. I get humbled by it. I love the fact that out of all the people in the country who asked for me to come, I get humbled by it, and I still do after, almost 18 years. But, as you get into it, and one thing this pandemic has really taught a lot of us is that there's a whole lot more important things than line dancing. And not saying that you don't love it and you don't enjoy it, but there are things that do take precedence. And if I don't show up, you're not going to start dancing if I don't show up.
Right.
You're not going to start the party if I don't show up, which is a good thing, because you still need to get out there and do you and have a good time. But, you start putting your priorities in order. And matter of fact, there is, I think it's a monthly men's call that Isha Hutchinson from 410 Line Dancers in Dallas does with just the brothers. Right. And we have a conference call. I mean, Keith, you've been on this call, where we just talk, and brothers just talk about life. And one of the things that we had a call during the pandemic, and brothers were saying how they have been able to concentrate on other things since line dance basically has been shut down. And like for myself, my culinary skills just went off the scale because I was just cooking while I was home. Because I've been working from home. We shut down, my job shut down March of 2020. I mean, we were like that first week, and then we were working from home up until just this past September. Oh, wow. In the office, a couple of days a week. Wow. So I was home, and so, I've been reteaching myself how to play piano. I played piano when I was in high school. So I bought myself a keyboard, and I'm reteaching myself how to play keyboards. I've been cooking up a storm. I've been trying new recipes and all that kind of stuff, and stuff I just said. You look in the fridge and you go, what can I do with that? Then you look in your cabinet, all your spices, and you go, what spices can I put in here to make this taste good? Yeah. And you would be amazed what you come up with. Yeah, I mean, you have your recipes that you go to, but you kind of play around with stuff, and it comes out really good. I just made some pecan pies for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we used to do that back in the day too in the projects. What can I do with a slice of bread and bologna? What I can do with
these tomato sandwiches, and ketchup sandwiches, sugar sandwiches? Don't get me started. Don't get me started. Don't get me started.
Y'all funny.
So did you always dance?
Huh?
Did you always dance? Because you say you went to you was invited to a line dance class,
Right?
And immediately you fell in love with it for the most part. So did you already have a background in dance beforehand?
I had modern and ballet in my background. I had modern dance classes when I was at Rutgers University. So I took modern dance, I took ballet, I took jazz improvisation as kind of like a break from all the other classes I was taking at the time. And so I was doing that. I did a couple of parties in college, like who doesn't go to parties in college? Did that. But once I got out of college, it was like work. So, I didn't have a chance to do that. And then when I got married, we had kids and all that. So dancing wasn't a major part of my lifestyle at that point.
Right.
Being active was, but not necessarily dancing. So the dancing didn't come until, like I said, when I got introduced, to Kenny, it just took off from there.
But what was it though? It's like, what was it about? Like, just to give you an example.
I think it was the fact that you can do so many dances and so many different types of music. And I tell you the thing that really, really got me. Back then, there weren't so many events. Like now, you can pick and choose the events you want to go to now. Back then, there weren't that many, but the biggest one was United We Dance.
Yes.
At that time, that was the place to go to. And so Kenny had always told me, if you ever get a chance to go to United We Dance. And so this was 2008. And I went to Cleveland. I believe was the year that I went. And I had never seen so many people. I think there was like 1,600 people at this time when I went there. And I was off the floor. And this once I can't remember for the life of me what song came on. But everybody rushed to the floor. But there were 4 different dances being done to this one song. And everybody was on the floor. Nobody was banging into each other. Right. Nobody was having beef with each other. But everybody was doing just like these 4 squares. We're looking at you now. That's how people were dancing on that floor to that dance. I saw that. I was completely blown away.
Wow.
And then once I saw that, I was like, okay, this is it.
I do this.
Because I never seen anything like that. Like when you go to the club, you step on somebody's foot, they're ready to fight you.
Right.
Right. Yeah. This was so new to me, and I had never seen anything like that before. And there was no beef. Right. There was no my dance is better than your dance, and it was everybody just dancing on the floor, doing their thing to one song. And that's what really got me when I saw that.
Okay.
That's what really got me.
I do know you choreographed. What was the first dance you choreographed?
The first dance I choreographed was called X64. And that's actually done to Cameo, I Just Want to Be. And I actually created that dance after my first ICLDI session. And I sat under Lawrence Bradford. I can listen to him. I can do this with him.
Right. Yeah.
Zandra, you know this. The man is just gifted. I mean, just the way he explains not just the terminologies, but the movements and the rhythms and the beats and the syncopation. I mean, he just blows my mind every time I see him. And for the first 2 to 3 years that I was doing the training, I always created a dance after I saw him. So that first time after I saw him, about a month later, I created X64.
Okay.
Did you get the music from him?
Huh?
Did you get the music from him?
No. Cameo has always been one of my favorite groups.
Okay.
Even from back in high school, Cameo was like one of my favorite groups.
Okay.
And and I Just Want to Be was just one of those songs that just grabs you. Once you hear that guitar riff, it's like you know exactly what's coming. So you hear that, it's just like the song by Parliament Funkadelic. Once you hear the Mothership Connection and you hear Flashlight, you hear that organ, it's about to come. So it's just one of those songs that just grabbed you and it stuck with me all that time. And then after I sat under him, the rest of that song just came to me and the steps just came and that just did it.
I was going to say, I was blessed that when I joined the ICLDI, that Brad was one of the instructors in our class in the session. And you're right. I mean, it's like he have on skates when he's going across the floor because he's just so smooth.
Is he though? Oh.
Yeah. I mean, I look at him, I'm like, but that man is older than me and he just gliding like, he got a space. Like, what?
Yeah.
Another one, AJ Deese reminds me of that too.
Exactly.
AJ
That same school.
So smooth, with his dancing.
Yep.
Like, man.
And now you can realize he's saying that he's got bad hips or whatever. Well, if you got bad hips and dancing like that now, what did you do when you didn't have anything hurting you?
Right, exactly.
And that just goes to show you it's more than just the steps. It's everything that comes with it that makes it the difference. And I feel that whenever this line dance thing ends, that's going to be my next move, is going to be partner dancing. I've already been to a couple of partner dancing events already, but I feel that's going to be my next evolution whenever this.
I don't think you're going to stay long. I don't think you're going to stay long. And let me tell you why I say that, because I've done it too. I've danced with Marquise and he pushed me off the floor.
Wow.
Marquis said never again. No, but on a serious note, I like stepping. Don't get me wrong, but I like showing my expression in my dance, and that's what it does for me when I line dance. My facial expression. You could tell, like when we do. I'm feeling it. And to me, with stepping, you got to feel the guy. His hands. He guides you with his hands and stepping and that type of thing.
Queen, you just gotta get the right partner, Queen.
Pulling me in, doing me like this.
Queen, you gotta get the right partner.
Yeah.
Queen, but you get the right partner.
But for me, now I'm a baby when it comes to the partner dance.
Okay.
And I'm still baby, period. But anyway, I enjoy them both. I really do. I like being able to be taken from or just that I don't know. I enjoy both. I love when I get into that setting partner dancing, but I also enjoy that line dancing because like you say, you are able to express more. But even in partner dancing, he allows you, in my opinion, they still allow you to show you.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
I enjoy them both.
Sure.
It's all about your partner, because it's.
But I think my biggest thing, I'm born and raised in Washington D.C.
Oh, so you already know.
Swinging.
You already know.
And you got, we partner, but we freestyle. We doing our own thing.
Absolutely.
And stepping is more reserved. It's more controlled. And swinging, you just, hey, what? Turn me. Okay, I got you. We're just doing our thing. So it's a difference. That's what I was used to. And then I came down here and took stepping. And I'm like, this is not what I'm used to. I thought we could still do our thing. So there is a difference.
There is a difference. Yes.
So I have a question for you. I want to ask, you have choreographed several dances. Okay. Yes. Where does it start? Where do you start when you're about to choreograph a dance? Is it the music?
It has to be the music.
The music. Okay.
It has to be
music. Say you hear a song, then where does it go from there?
Usually it depends upon where I'm at and what I'm doing. I give you a classic example. The dance I created called Simple Things. The song is by Miguel. Okay. I was at work, listening to music at work at my desk, and I have Spotify. So Spotify just has the the R&B session or neo soul and all that. And I was at work, and that song came on, and I was like, I really like that. Okay. The steps didn't come, but the song stuck. Right. And this was the year that I created God's Gift with my son. Okay. That was the only time I recreated 3 line dances at one time. I normally normally maybe do 1 dance a year if I'm not co-creating with somebody. I usually do 1 dance a year. That particular year I did 3. And I actually did Simple Things right before my Saturday class. I got there early because I started writing some steps down, like here at home. I was writing some things down and seeing if that will work, and then it just went away. But then that particular Saturday, I had about an hour before my class started, and just at that time, all the steps just came. I was working on it, and by the time my class started an hour later, I had to dance, and I taught it to them that same day.
Wow.
Okay, so how do you know? How do you know when it's right? That's the right step to go there? How do you? Is that a feeling, or is that?
It's a feeling. It's also education. Like I said, and sitting under Lawrence Bradford, and also going through the universal step system, going through the counts, because the counts have got to be right. If the counts aren't right, it's never going to be that standard classic 8 count. If that's not there, it's never going to work for me.
Right.
And so that's why I'm constantly counting. Even when I'm dancing, I might be just going crazy, but I'm still in my head, I'm still counting in 8s. Yeah. And so when I hear a song and I start putting steps to and it starts coming together, it's like it happens like a shot. Boom. Mm-hmm. Because when it hits, it hits. But for me, it definitely starts with the song. If I don't feel the song for me in creating a dance, one will never get it. But once I hear a song, it'll stay with me. Like I said, Simple Things stayed with me 2 years before I created a dance to it. But it's one of those songs that kind of grabs onto you, and you can't shake it. It's always there in the background. It's like, you know what? I'm going to create a dance to this one of these days. And just that one Saturday, it all came together. But for me, it definitely starts with the music. Secondly, it starts with the steps. It has to go with the music.
Right. Okay.
You just can't put any step to any song because it just doesn't work. Like in some songs, you can do a triple step. And other songs, the triple step is too much. You may say what Brad calls a delayed single. Now, if I say that in class, no one will know what I mean when I say a delayed single or a syncopated double. No one will ever know what I mean by that. But if I say step and hold or step and pause, that's a delayed single because you got one step and you're going into the next one. That's your delayed single. So the steps have to go with the music. The last song I collaborated on with Jamie from my group, What About Tonight? We have been trying to work on that dance for a minute because I sent it to her, and she got a hold of it, did some of her steps. I got a hold of it and started doing some of my steps, and we finally got together because our schedules are all crazy. So when we finally got together in her backyard of her house, we got together that day, and we put it out the next day.
All right.
That's have anyone ever came to you and asked, "Hey, I want to collab with you, X," but you either didn't like the music or even like the steps that they put together type?
I haven't had that happen yet.
Okay.
I haven't had that happen yet. Okay. I've had people send me their dances and ask me their opinions of it. I've had people do that, and I'll give them some positive feedback because what you don't want to do, you don't want to kill anybody's creativity in your response. Gotcha. Because you don't want to take that away. You can tell them in a way that will make them think about going back and looking at it again without, snuffing their fire out because, just because doesn't mean
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
And I was going to say, X, one thing right there where you're talking about, everybody hears or feels a dance different. Do you agree?
Exactly. Yes.
Right. So like, say like somebody sent you their dance, right, to a song, and to you, it's like, this don't go together. Like you said, you don't want to kill their spirit, but you might, what do you think about putting this right here? You know what I'm saying? You haven't killed their spirit, but you're adding value. Because I know for me, I might hear the same song that Marquise or Zandra or you even hear, but I hear something different. Like me, I like gospel. I love dancing to gospel music. What is that upbeat song? And the real slow ones are not there, but the upbeat gospel song, it's a feeling. You know what I'm saying? The I'd be like, oh God, I thank you. I feel it. So it moved me. So that's why I was wondering, does that happen to everybody else? Do y'all feel that way? Like that you feel something different when you see, like you might see a dance and say, oh, that's okay. I don't really like that one.
I guess the
But that
question would
person that
be,
made it loves it.
I guess the question to me, and that's to you, Queen, as well. Like, when do y'all decide whether this, based off this song, would it be a beginner dance, an intermediate, or advanced? When do y'all come to that conclusion, or do y'all automatically assume like, yo, I'm gonna make this dance a beginner dance, or stuff like that? Like, how do y'all make that determination?
I think it has to do with your steps, what you're doing. I wouldn't throw a rock easy in a beginner dance. I wouldn't. I mean, it's certain things you may have spins. Like with Douglas, he loves his spins.
Okay.
And so when you throw those in, that removes it from a beginner dance. It may be a beginner advanced dance, or but I think it deals with
The steps
what
that you
moves you
include.
put in there.
Because I think like for me, like I hear a song and I like the song, but I said the song is too good to be keeping it too simple. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that happens
You'll
too.
have a 3-minute, 4-minute song, and someone will just throw beginner steps to it all the way through the song, and it's like now you lose the appreciation of the song because you keep doing the same beginner steps over the dance. So I'm kind of figuring out like, how do y'all come to the conclusion where you like, okay, this dance require a little bit more steps so it can be appreciated as far as the track goes?
Well, let me say this. I had another song. See, I'm such an old head when it comes to music. The group Change, with Luther Vandross started with way back when. Yeah. The Glow of Love is the CD. There is a song on there that is called. It was actually called, it's Searching, but it's Searching done to a house music beat. If you ever get the CD, there's Searching that Luther Vandross sings, and then one of the very last songs is Searching that a DJ did a remix on.
Okay.
And I've always loved that song. I did a line dance to that. And the beat was just so there's no way I can make that a simple dance. It wouldn't do the song justice. Okay. If that makes any sense. You know what I mean? It's just one of those songs that's like, oh yeah, you gotta do this, you gotta do that, you gotta do this. Then you might come back to a restart and then go back to the beginning. All that. And like I said, that was just one of those songs that's just, you just gotta, the beat was just too good to make it simple. And trust me, you'll know from it, like when with God's Gift. And that was actually a dance that my son and I created. And it was actually in celebration. His name is Isidore. And we created that dance in celebration of his years of surviving cancer. He's a cancer survivor. And so his full name is Isidore Emmanuel Hawkins. That's his name. Isidore is Italian for gift. Emmanuel means God with us. So his name means God's gift with us, is what his name means.
All right.
And so when God's Gift, the song came out with Kelly Price and Jeff, I forget Jeff's last name, but he's a gospel musician, and Kelly Price sings the vocals. And so Isidore actually found the song. And he was like, Dad, can we do a line dance to this? Because out of all my kids, he's the only one that line dances. Everybody else is, he's the only one that line dances.
Okay.
So he was like, Dad, can we do a song? Do we do a dance to this? And then right after he said that, he started college. So we had to wait because he had no time because he was studying. But as soon as his break from college came, he was like, Dad, can we do this dance? So I went to his house. We went in his living room. We did the dance in like an hour.
Okay. Okay. Well, y'all, I know we could talk forever. We could actually talk forever. But we got to get to the rest of our program, and then we're gonna still talk in between. Okay. I want to say we're gonna have our trivia break, but right before our trivia break, we're gonna read some of the comments that we have online, and we don't have that many today, but it's okay. We're going to work through them. So, Ms. Zandra, can you do us the favor reading the comments today?
Yes, one of them, they wanted to know, X, did you, oh, I'm sorry. Do you have a video to the dance X64?
Yes.
Okay. And so how do they, I guess they just look it up?
They can look it up. I think is it on my, I think it's on my page or not. I think I remember it was on my page. If not, I can provide the link. I can send it to you and you can share it with whoever, or they can contact me and I can send it to them. But it is out there. Yes.
Okay. And then we got to give a shout out to Miss Inez Thompson. She said she is.
Inez.
You remember her?
Of course I know Inez.
She said that you met in Mexico.
Yeah, we did. When I was teaching in Mexico. Yep.
Wow. Oh, wow. So is she from Mexico?
No, she's from here, but that was one of the trips where I taught for Dance and Doug Travel. And she attended the line dance classes I was teaching there. But she is in Jersey City. And she is now a member of Step for Step. So yes, that's where I met her.
Okay. Line dancing with Rhonda say, how do I become a member of S4S?
You can always support us, Rhonda. You got your own group. You can't come a member of us.
All right. So
we always love the support, though.
We got to tell Miss, is that Adrian, Feet in Motion, Soul Line Dance? She say hello to all. So
hello Adrian.
Thank you.
Hi, Inez.
And Miss Barbara, hello to you as well.
Hey,
that's
Barbara.
me.
And thank you. She found the link.
She found it. Okay.
X-Man 64. So it's not X, it's X-Man 64.
No, it's X64.
Okay. All right.
I don't know how she found it, but it's under X-64.
Yeah,
okay.
I saw it. It's on YouTube.
Yep.
It's on YouTube.
And Rhonda said
Rhonda
is South.
Say what? I'm sorry?
Rhonda
is South.
Thank you. At this time, we're going to get ready for our trivia break.
Okay.
All right. And so we are going to, who wants to start? I have my question. Y'all take it.
I have a question.
Okay. All right.
Who got X into line dancing?
Oh.
Okay. That's the question number one. Who got X into line dancing? Okay, Marquise.
What was the first dance he learned in once he got introduced to line dancing?
Oh,
that he can remember.
Yeah, look at now. He's talking music.
You have one, X-Man. You want to answer our audience?
Let's see.
Go, Rhonda.
She don't want to spell it right too. And she spelled it right.
Okay.
What year was Step for Step founded?
Oh.
All right. Yeah. Okay. What year? Step for Step founded. Okay.
Now, maybe it's me, but I don't recall hearing a year. Did you give a year?
I did.
Okay. Well, then I do remember a year, but I didn't think it was the year that you got started.
B got it. B got it up there. Beantown in the house.
Okay.
That's interesting. So when did you start line dancing? Because you did. So when did
I personally started in 2003.
2003.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. See, I was thinking 2008. That was the year that I remembered.
Okay, 2008 was the first time I went to United We Dance.
Okay.
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 All right.
But no one has told me who got Douglas into line dancing.
Okay. And so I'm going to do the fourth trivia, and it is, who did Douglas create God's Gift with?
Yeah.
Who did he collab with to create God's Gift, the line dance God's Gift? Okay. So while we're waiting for them to think and Google and Barbara said, I can't remember
call a friend.
So while we're waiting for them to do that, let's do our shout outs. Would you like to start, Douglas? Who would you like to give shout outs to?
Shout outs to my S4S family. Shout out to Tracy. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to the line dance community at large. And shout out for everybody just being here. You know, it's been a lot for everybody over the last, year and a half. So shout out to everybody. And
it's so good because we pushed through it and we still at it.
And we're still at it.
Ain't no stopping us now. I can dance. On the move. All right. So Rhonda said his son.
Yes.
Yep. That's
right?
it.
And that's correct, right?
Yep. That's right.
I'm sorry, Inez. Rhonda jumped in before you. And has anyone answered the other two yet?
No, yeah. Barbara just said she can't remember her name. Okay. So we will allow them to meditate on it a little bit.
So 3 answers have already been made. They already answered X-Man's dance.
Yeah, three out of 4.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the third one? I missed one. Who did the third one?
Rhonda Rowe. She did the name. She actually spelled it right.
Oh.
It's awesome.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well, since they didn't get the first one, then I asked this one. The first class that Douglas taught was where?
That's good.
Oh, that's a good one.
Marquise, who won the second one? Because I missed it. I was writing.
So, let's see.
Rhonda.
Yeah, I think
Rhonda got the first one, right?
I think she got the second one too.
Wait a minute. Who got the third one then?
Rhonda got the first one.
Deborah
Coy. Deborah Coy. Okay.
No, she just got the last question.
Oh, okay.
The first class was in Brooklyn.
Okay.
Right. Yep.
Just FYI, he got into line dancing. It was Miss Vanessa Hamilton.
Right.
Okay.
Remember that.
So that's one that nobody got that one.
Nobody got that one.
Nobody gonna get that.
Nobody got that one.
Nobody gonna get that one.
3 winners, right? Rhonda got 1, 2, and Deborah has 1.
Who money getting spent here? It can't be yours.
You can tell,
It can't be your money getting spent, Queen, because it sounds like the way she be asking these questions, it seems like it's her money getting spent.
She's gonna cut me off a little something. She's gonna tell me off a little something.
Really,
all right, so now we're gonna go into. Oh, did everybody do their shout outs? You
guys did your shout outs. You didn't do yours.
And Queen, don't forget. I'm sorry. Okay. Don't forget to put your number down so that they can text you.
Okay. My shout outs would be to all of you. Thank you so much, X-Man, for being on the show today. And Miss Zandra Hill Costa. Wait.
Oh, goodness.
I got a question for X before we end up.
Yeah, we still got a few minutes. I just wanted to do the shout outs. Go ahead, but you got a question. Go ahead, Marky.
Oh, so being in the game as long as you have, and seeing all the changes that has taken place within the community. What are some things that we can continue to do or need to do better in as far as within the community to kind of help continue move and grow the community as itself?
I would say don't ever forget about the beginners.
Oh, can you please say that again? But say it slow so Marcus can hear you. Please say that one more time.
Don't forget about the beginners.
Why you say that? Can you elaborate?
Because we have all started somewhere.
Thank you.
Everybody had to start someplace. My preference is to teach those that don't know. I love teaching those that do know. But for those who are just like, what in the world are y'all doing? And if I had a dime for everybody that told me I have 2 left feet, and I told them, give me 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Give me 30 minutes. I guarantee you will know you have a left and a right, and a front and a back.
That's good.
And so that's what I will always say. Don't forget about the beginners. Everybody will eventually get to do the advanced dances, but they can't get there unless they're taught the beginner stuff first.
Right.
That's right. Exactly.
You know,
and it also takes patience. Go ahead.
You have to have, and here's a classic example where that comes in. You have a class. You've been teaching for 3-4 weeks, and pretty much everybody in that class has that. You got 2 people that brand new come in. What do you do? Do you forget those 2 that came in and keep working with the 6 that have been there, or do you try to incorporate the 2 so they can get where the other 4 are?
Right.
You see what I mean? And you have to have, but you got to have a balance, because you don't want to lose the other 4 that've been with you for 5 weeks.
Right.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? So you can't lose those 4 because of the other 2, but you don't want to alienate the other 2 because they have an interest. Because the way you treat those 2 is going to determine whether or not they come back and whether or not they tell other friends about the fun that they had.
Amen. Right. That's right. So do you teach a new dance that nobody knows at that point? So that puts everybody on the level playing field?
Yep. Yes. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. And I make it sort of kind of intermediate so the beginners can catch on, and the ones that have been there and say, "Oh, we never seen that dance before."
And it could be shake a tail feather, right?
It could be shake a tail feather. It could be LR shake.
Man, we just have a joke with Marquise. Marquise does not that he don't like the dance. I don't want to say that because that's not true. But we've been messing with him about shake a tail feather, because when we go to his events, he don't pick up dance for the beginners.
Is that why he's hiding out of the camera? Is that why?
So we play a lot of beginner dances.
Yeah.
All the time. You know what I mean? They could tell for them might not be one of them, but we see a lot of them.
You may play another, but it's not shake a tail.
It just probably ain't shake a tail.
I gotta give one more shout out though. This is important. My line dance mom, Elsie Jones. Gotta give her a shout out. And the reason why is because when I was learning dancing at one of the first beginner girls I went to at Kenny's, there was a dance called Breakwater. I had the hardest time learning that dance. I mean, the hardest time. She came up next to me and she grabbed me by my shoulder and she said, "This is how you do it." And I will never, ever, ever forget her for that. And that's why she's my line dancer. I got 2 moms. I got my mom, Beatrice Hawkins, and I got my line dance mom, Elsie Jones. So I got to give a shout out to her.
Okay. The telephone number on the screen is the number for those who won. Deborah Coy and Rhonda is 813-407-1216. If you text me your Cash App, I will send you your money. Okay, so 813-407-1216. And congratulations to our winners. And at this time, we're going to do the dance of the week and the dance of the month. So Douglas, as our guest, X-Man, as our guest today, we want you to give us the dance of the week. What dance would you like for people to look at on YouTube or wherever you tell us to go this week? And it should be one that you choreograph if possible.
I would probably say go look at What About Tonight.
What About Tonight?
Mm-hmm. That was between myself and Jamie Grundy, Jamie G.
Okay. What About Tonight? Okay, and thank you. And then Marquise, the line dance of the month.
Okay, so
line dance challenge.
I'll be honest. I haven't posted it yet.
Okay.
It's actually gonna be posted tomorrow.
Okay.
Because of the dance, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. This dance was a bit challenging. We had to shout out to my guy James Carr. We had to he had to make an instructional for me because there was not one. Because back in X-Man days, they didn't know what instructionals were. They ain't know how to work the camera. You know what I mean? None of that. You know what I'm saying? So we had to update that if anything else. So I will be posting it, but I ain't gonna lie to you, man. That thing, obviously, y'all gonna probably be mad at me. I'll just let y'all know. But I ain't created.
You got an instructional on it already?
It's an instructional already on it and everything.
Well, you got an instructional, I will never be mad at you.
Yeah.
But see now, Marquise, that's just a perfect example. Now, this is a dance that challenges you. And I consider you one of those that, will try any line dance. You know what I'm saying? You take the challenge. Yeah. Whereas somebody like me who's older, I'm not gonna do those flips and those 10,000 turns. I'm just not gonna do. I'm not even gonna teach it. I ain't learning to teach it.
Right.
But what I'm saying is, you're saying yourself, this one is a challenge. So imagine in my class, I'm teaching seniors. I'm gonna try to teach something like that.
Nah, to each his own in this situation. But at the end of the day, it's all about, people who's willing to stretch themselves. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so I don't expect everybody to jump on the challenge, but I do appreciate anyone who does, because it takes a lot. And you know what? Like I said before, the challenge is not actually learning to dance. The challenge is posting your dance and making yourself vulnerable to the world. Let me know, hey, I'm a part of this community. I'm taking on this obstacle and this, that, and the other. Like that is huge, because you're talking to people who don't post, let alone a video of themselves.
Yeah,
So learning to dance and that's one thing. But to post it and show everybody and people giving feedback. And one thing I want to show appreciation in our group, and shout out in our group page, the love that the community give to the people, whether they're new people of the group or just people who's existing, is ridiculous, man. Like, I'm talking encouragement, because we've been getting like a lot of new people lately on our group page, and just the fact that I'm just saying, hey, that was awesome, or prayers or whatever, it makes you fall in love with the community more and more, because you like, there's definitely a lot of positive that goes on within this that a lot of people don't know and they get exposed to once they become across this community. So definitely, you're going to have a lot of supporters and encouragement. I don't care if you slip, trip, stumble, and all that other stuff. Somebody going to applaud you just for trying. I promise you that.
Right.
But it's always beautiful to see someone who always challenge themselves that normally don't do it. Like I got two people in my people. They are extremely shy, antisocial, all of that. They ain't gonna
last long hanging around you.
Right.
That ain't gonna last long. I have somebody like that too. Not no more. Nope.
They say, I want to be a part of your group, but I don't want to be in any videos and everything. I'm like, you good? You don't have to. They're right in the video. Good. They're all in the video though.
You know what? There are people, because I've had that too, Marquise. We do a lot of video and we, everywhere. But people say, all I want to do is dance. I don't want to be in the video. And that's okay.
Right.
You know what? You can appreciate that, because if you don't want to be in the video, thank you. Thank you for letting me know. I won't call you to be in the video. Right. But you can still be a part of the class or part of the line dance family. Right. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
So I had to learn that. I did. I had to learn. I thought everybody wanted to be on camera. I called on TV, on YouTube TV. Not everybody wants to be there. Right. So I had to learn that, and I appreciate it. Like, what? You can't blame me for what I don't know, but you can blame me if you tell me. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, one more question, last question. I know we got to go. You had posted something a while ago, and I know it got a lot of feedback in the Universal Line Dance page. You said, you probably know what I'm talking about, so I'm gonna mess up what I remember, but it was like, you can teach somebody how to. You say you could teach somebody how to, the steps, but you can't teach them how to learn or something like that.
You can teach people. You can't teach people how to learn. You can teach people how to dance. Everybody learns differently.
Okay.
Classic example. When I taught Running Man, and that should be a dance Dave Bush classic. Everybody should know Running Man. Okay. I taught Running Man for like 3 weeks before everybody finally got it. Right? Now, I took another dance, Terminal Reaction. Everybody wants to learn that in one setting. No,
it ain't happening.
I took 4 weeks just on Terminal Reaction. And it wasn't because I didn't think the people couldn't do it, because I don't teach a dance I don't think you can do.
Right.
Okay. But with Terminal Reaction, there's basically two separate dances in one dance, basically. If you know Terminal Reaction.
Like pieces.
And so right, like pieces. But longer. So I took the time out to teach that dance for that amount of time, just because everybody doesn't learn the same way. Just like if you say left, right, instead of 1, 2, you got the 1, 2 people. and you got the left-right people.
Right.
Oh yeah.
The left-right people aren't going to understand 1-2. The 1-2 people want to say, "Why are you doing left-right?"
Right.
Everybody learns differently, and that's what I mean by that. You can teach anybody a dance, but everybody doesn't learn the same way.
I agree.
And as an instructor, you have to be sensitive to that, because if you're not, you're going to lose half your class.
I agree. I just tell you this. After this advanced dance, I learned better with counts than anything else. Because boy, I tell you, all these steps, I was like, man, you better count this thing. Yeah, what beat are we on? Yeah.
But just remember that when you teach it in class, you got your 1-2s and your left-rights.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. And you know, it's funny because some people don't know, as you said, you got to be sensitive to it, because some of the students don't know that they either are counters or they more of the left-right tip. You know what I mean? And the way they'll say, okay, which foot is it? Is it the left foot? Is it the right foot? So I say, okay, then so you ain't no counting person. So you more left, right, left. I ain't gonna lie to you. I think even as an instructor, you got to learn how to transition, which is still something I'm always learning. Because I cannot watch someone who left, right the whole dance. Oh my gosh. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right.
Yeah.
Like,
teach a Pac-Man. Teach a Pac-Man. That's how you teach Pac-Man. Left, right, 1-2, left, right.
No, because even with Pac-Man, we say 1, 2, 3, 4, step turn. 1,
Thank
2,
you.
3, step turn. 1, 2,
1, 2, 3, and 1. Right. Exactly. I couldn't teach that left, right. That would drive me insane trying to teach it.
Right.
No way. No way.
And you know what? People don't get it like that either. Even the left, right people, if you say 1, 2, 3, left, right, left, no, it's not.
Here's the other thing. I know we got to go, but here's the other thing. One thing as instructors that you got to recognize, and Keith, you're a good example of this. That's why I love you so much. You're never too old to learn. You're never too young to teach.
That's right. Oh my God. I'm not
a young one or the old. Just want to make sure. Didn't want to clarify. the young to learn. I want to know.
Well, Marquise, you talked.
He just blew it out the water, just like that.
I know it, right? That's Marquise, and when that's who he is, Marquise. You talked about your dance of the month that you'll be posting tomorrow. But Rhonda said, can they get a hint of what the dance will be?
Rhonda, you can get a hint as soon as you do a dance, because I'm still waiting on your videos.
Oh,
I haven't seen no submission yet. Only people who done a dance can get a hint.
And challenge her to do this dance. Rhonda, would you do this dance if he give you a hint?
I love to see Rhonda dance too. I really do.
Yeah,
I love to see her cat.
Girl,
her face,
and when she put her head down. She put her head down. She gone.
I was going to say, Douglas, too. I learned from you in Minnesota when you were teaching. I learned your style, how you covered both. You covered the 1-2, you covered the left, right, even though they were dancers in the room. And I was like, oh my God, he's really good at that. But everybody can't do it. Everybody can't. And I noticed that from you, that you did really good with that. Because I was challenged with the dance you were teaching. But it don't take a lot to challenge me, because once you do 2 turns, I'm lost. I'm a sit on the side.
What do you mean next wall? What?
I got to go to the wall. What I do wrong? I got to the corner.
What do you mean next wall? Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is, and I think that, over all the years I did, people have always asked me, how do you keep all the dances in your head?
Right.
And the first thing I say is him. It ain't me, it's him. Because if it was up to me, I wouldn't remember any of this stuff.
Right.
And so and that's why I do believe everybody has a gift. It may not come all at the same time. Mine didn't come till I was 42.
Right.
And I'll be able to do this kind of thing. And so, like I said, I get humbled and blessed. This is a humble and blessing thing to me, being on this interview. Anytime I'm able to go to a church event or something and teach something at a party or engagement party or a church function, anything. I don't take anything of that for granted. And then when you do those kind of things, people always say, well, what do you want us to pay you? Especially when it comes to a church or community event. I said, you figure it out. I'm going to go teach. And when you figure out what you want to pay me, send it to me via Cash App. It was never my intention to get into this thing for financial gain. I never, ever did that this way. The blessings always came after I did it.
Right. Okay.
I mean, you're talking about going to another country to teach for a week, and the only thing you have to pay for is airfare.
Okay.
And we're talking about 5-star resorts. We're talking about a little cheap place. We're talking about 5-star resorts here that I have been blessed just to go, and they cover all that, and all I gotta do is pay airfare.
Yeah, that's a blessing.
That's just an actual blessing.
I hate to ask this, Queen, because I know we ain't got much time, but I was always told that as a community, we have to do better in how we show our appreciation to our guest instructors, in a sense, because sometimes, like in community, you have these events and this, that, and the other, but you got people who are coming out of town that haven't even been to your event or whatever like that, to share your gifts, to share that gift. But the only appreciation we offer in most cases is a free admission to our event and stuff like that. And you have other countries specifically, that will actually, like you say, will accommodate you, whether it is room and board or if it's even compensation for your time and everything else. Like, what's your thoughts on that, X?
I think that goes with the relationship of the people or persons. I myself, and I'll just be very honest, if I can afford to go, I will. If I can't, I won't. And it won't matter whether or not you're going to compensate me, because if I don't feel comfortable in getting there, because I did that one time. I went somewhere. Every red flag in the book was telling me not to go. I went. I paid for it when I got back. And that's just raw truth. So if you can go, by all means, go ahead. But you have to use common sense, and that's whether or not there is a compensation. Because if you can't get there, it's not going to make a difference anyway.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I know if somebody asks you to teach though at their event, to me that means that I value your craft.
Right.
Okay. I don't know about anybody else. Now, I'm like you. I'm not necessarily saying you got to pay me this and that and the other, but I'm not going to spend $500 on the airline and $200, $300, $400, $400, $500 on a hotel, and then I get there to teach your class, and you don't value what I bring.
Right.
I have a problem with that. I mean, if I ask you to teach, that means I value your craft.
Correct.
So you should value my craft enough to compensate me some kind of way. Does that make sense? Some kind of way. If you don't do nothing, give me one night free hotel. You're compensating me some kind of way because you appreciate my craft. Now, I'm not an X-Man. I'm not a Zandra. I'm not a Marquise. I'm Queen Sheila. I teach seniors. I teach beginner dances. But I value my craft, whether nobody else does.
Right.
But when I'm teaching just like anybody else is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because watch this. It starts with me. X-Man, your class starts with you. If you don't believe in what you're doing, how you going to get your people to believe in it?
Right.
So that's the way I look at it. Wherever I teach, and I don't get, I have regular people who ask me to come all the time. Like I've never taught at Marquise because I guess I'm not good enough teaching. But I'm just saying,
one of it.
One of it. He don't have beginners at his event, So, on a serious note, I value my craft, and if you want me to come, I feel like you should compensate me in some kind of way. You know? So, I even try to compensate my people who showcase.
Right.
Because you spent money to come and all of that. Instructors. I can't do everybody that comes, but I'm saying instructors. I try to compensate them in some kind of way. Thank you for coming. I appreciate you. I appreciate your craft.
Yeah.
But you know what? I hear you. I hear all of that. But I guess I latched on to what Douglas said when he said it depends on that relationship.
Okay.
Because there are things that I may do for one that I may not be willing to do for another. And so that, but it, like he said, if you can afford to go, by all means. If not, stay at home. But relationship, I tell people all the time, that's always key.
Yeah,
always
key. I guess for me, it's just more so like I've been invited to quite a few events, and I definitely am honored and appreciate. My wife and I, are very honored, appreciative when we go. But we even more appreciative when they like, we got you in your room and stuff like that, because it just shows like, yo, we don't want to cause any inconvenience for you. You know what I mean? We are asking you to come, and we are asking you to share your gift and your love and what you do, or if it's just your presence. And we want to also make it easier for you to be able to do that. Now we don't request it.
What you're doing.
Yeah, because we don't request anything. If they ask, we would mention certain things, but for the most part, I think it goes a long ways and it says a lot. You know what I mean? When someone comes to your event, and we want to make sure that we communicate and convey that if I ask Queen, hey Queen, can you come teach my events? This is my way of showing appreciation. Not only am I considering you as the person to get in front of people to show your love, and so people can see who you are and be blessed by you as we are, but I'm also going to bless you in another way as best as I can to show my appreciation to you as well. And I feel like in the community, we got to, that's something that I feel that needs to continue being conveyed throughout the community, because I know like back in Eds Man days, that's not, from what I understand, and correct me if I'm wrong, that's not the conversation. You know what I mean? That's not, you know what I mean? That's just, hey man, you can teach, you go in there and teach. It just started letting you not pay for the event to get in there. So I don't know.
Right. But I think also it came from, at least from, from my vantage from when I started, it was just a love of dance.
Right.
That was it. Look, man, if I'm living in North Jersey, I'm a half hour from New York City, and I'm a drive all the way down to Philadelphia, which is a 2-hour drive, pretty much, an hour, 40 minutes, a 2-hour drive to go dancing and then drive back home 2 hours.
Right.
That's nothing but the love of dance. Believe me. And then you'll worry about everything else later, which is probably not the way you should do it, but that's somehow that's the way it is.
Right.
But it really does begin with the love of the dance. Because if you don't love the dance itself, or just the atmosphere or the people, it doesn't make any sense. And it will make a hill of beans no matter how you look at it, if there's no love for the dance.
I think is that we all share that love, which is awesome, but I don't want to take your love for granted. I don't want to take who you are for granted, because I know you're willing, and I know a lot of people are willing to go the extra mile to make your event great as best as they're possible, or support your great. And so many. Why can't I say thank you in some kind of way? It's just saying, instead of just saying thank you. I mean, you, like you said, 2 hours, and you inconvenience your life. You probably didn't go to work one day or whatever, just to be there. You know what I mean? And I can't give you a gift for that. Like, yo, I gotta show my appreciation, and that's just how I feel. That's how what I'm thinking, because I know how it feels when I receive it. I know the feeling.
I was gonna say I went 8 hours, 8-hour drive to go teach at an event, and they gave me a bottle of wine. But you know what? I was so appreciative, because at least maybe that's all they could do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Maybe that was all they could do. But I still had that bottle of wine today. It's got the little label and everything. And to me, that was, it was good, but that was years ago.
Right.
Now we come through a pandemic and things have changed. Everything is higher. Come on now. Oh, help me out here. You want me to come 8 hours to teach at your event? You should be willing to compensate me in some kind. Maybe you can't give me a room, but you can slide me a little envelope,
So I think one of the most creative ways I've seen someone accommodate someone, because not everybody have an amazing, huge event to do so.
Right. Exactly.
So even the person who get invited need to understand that, like, where you going, they might not be as huge. So one of the things I've noticed a creative way, someone mentioned to me, they was like, hey, yo, I can't do this, that, and the other. But what I can do is give free admission to at least 4 of your other members to be able to come to your event.
There you go.
I like you.
Hey,
Yeah,
there you
I want them to be there too. You know what I mean? So we can all really shake it. So yeah, I'm down. So free admission to us and to them. Let's run it. You know what I mean?
There you go. And think about it. That's good because that's not taking any money out of their pocket. It is, but it's not.
Right.
They don't have to take money that they're making and pay you as well as pay the place, pay the DJ, play this, pay that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a good one.
So yeah, I've heard.
Well, Marquise, when I come to your thing, you gonna give me free admission.
I got you, Queen. You know what I mean?
Listen,
And I'm
I
gonna roll
pay for my ticket. I don't understand.
I'm gonna roll the red carpet out too. So you
Keith, I'm in the floor in a minute, Keith. You know what I'm saying, bro? I'm kidding. Last time I was in Florida, I got my tattoo. So you know, I'm about to do
Y'all, we got to go. It has been great. We are 20 minutes over, but I tell you, time is no essence when you having fun and talking with your family, your line dance family. So those who are winners, 813-407-1216. We didn't get to do a lot of stuff, but it's okay. We had a good time. Don't forget, we have our Cash App is we take donations to keep this podcast going because Zandra and Marquise have threatened me because I haven't been able to pay them yet.
Oh Lord, Jesus!
So,
you don't want Queen Sheila coming after you.
Okay. But anyway, stay tuned. Next week we're gonna have Bernard Smith with us, and you don't want to miss it. It's going to be awesome. So we want to thank you, X-Man. You have been amazing. The tips that you've given us is something that we will use in our classrooms and take some of the things you gave us are really, really good information that we can use, to grow as people, to grow as instructors, to grow our classes, whatever we need to do. We want to say thank you. And I want to thank my co-hosts. I don't know what I'd do without y'all. I'm Zandra, Marquise. I love you so much. All of our viewers that tuned in today. I don't want to start calling names because I'll miss somebody. But Carla Gray, you need to call me. That's my number. Where's my number? Carla Gray. She's been avoiding me from London. Yeah, Carla, I love you. There's my number on the screen. You need to text me or give me a call. Okay. Did I miss anything, y'all?
No, you know what? The only other thing that I will say is that I think Marquise monthly challenge is not just for students. I believe that includes instructors as well.
Yes.
But, Rhonda, he would not give a hint. So I guess you have to wait until tomorrow.
You better tag me, young man. You better tag me.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, okay. Just so you know, because the instructor, we want everyone to do it, and instructors especially, because you guys don't understand the influence y'all have of the people. You know what I mean? You got a lot of followers and those that watch you, and if they see you, they're gonna want to do it because you did it as well too. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, definitely do it as well. Trust me.
Yes, Carla. The answer to Carla's question, yes. Okay. So if there's nothing else, Zandra, did we miss anything? You have anything?
No, I think we got it. It was a pleasure. Thank you again. My dance partner. Thank you, Queen. Thank you, Marquise. And thank you, viewers. We love you. We love you. We love you. Go on, close us out, Queen.
Shout outs, Marquise. You done yours already?
Yeah, everybody. Shout out to everybody. We love you.
You ain't do the 18. You ain't do the 18, Marquise. Hey.
Oh wait, let me show you. Hold on.
Okay.
Could y'all?
And your lovely wife, Marquise. Please tell her we send our love to her as well.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yes, and thank you.
Zandra, your husband. He's not a line dancer, but tell him we send him love as well too. Because he loaned y'all wives and husbands loan y'all to us for a whole hour plus every Sunday.
Yeah, she don't like it.
Know. I got y'all.
She don't be like it. He kicking her out of the room every time.
In case you guys aren't sure, these things are for real.
Oh gosh.
All right,
Wait. This the new sign for X? Got it.
That
was easy, Marquise.
I know. I ain't messing with him.
Absolutely.
Oh, 3 fingers.
Hey. Yeah, 3 fingers. See that?
Right.
Yeah.
3 fingers. That's it.
Y'all have a blessed one. And
All right,
see you
y'all.
next Sunday, same time, same bat station.
You got it.
Go, I want you to know that love is no good unless you give it away. So, X, here's some of ours. And Marquis gone. Marquis, do that.
Big hugs.
Big hugs. Yes. We love you. Have a blessed one. If anything we can do for you, please reach out and let us know. Okay.
Right.
All right. Love everybody. Good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.